How to cook an egg. First off, you're going to have a pan, egg, and of course, butter. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is heat up your oven. Turn that heat onto medium, not too hot, not too cold. Now, you don't want it too hot because it'll burn. Too cold and won't cook. Now, take your pan, place it on your hot element. You want the hot element to heat up the pan so it can cook the egg. Perfect. Now, you're going to want to get a spatula. Mine was drying, so I had to pick it up. And you will have to grab yours as well. Once you have your spatula, you're golden. You need to use the spatula to flip the egg. You don't want to use your hand, do you? Now, butter up your spatula with the butter. You want this butter to butter up the spatula until it's nice and buttered. Now, get this butter onto the hot pan. You want the hot pan to melt the butter. Spread the butter around until the pan is nice and buttery. Perfect. You want that pan nice and buttered up. You don't want that egg sticking, do you? Now, get your egg. For this first egg, we're going to be cooking a scrambled egg. Take your egg. You want to crack it. I was not confident enough to crack it on the side of the pan, so I just decided to crack it on my counter. Now, open the egg up. You want a bit of a bigger hole than I made, so it'll more easily slip out. Perfect. Now, just as the name implies, for a scrambled egg, you're going to want to scramble that egg. Scramble that egg like you're scrambling someone's brains. Destroy that egg with your spatula. You want those eggs to be fully cooked and nice and spongy. You don't want those eggs runny. You do not want runny scrambled eggs, do you? I don't think so. Now, once they're a nice consistency, see that golden fluffy goodness of those eggs. Perfect. I'm just going to show you a close-up of what those eggs look like. Look how they're solid, nice and firm, but still a little squishy. Now you're going to want to grab a plate from your cupboard or wherever you keep your plates. Take your plate. You want to use this to put your egg on, unless you eat it right from the pan. Put it right close to the pan so you can dump your newly scrambled eggs onto the plate. Now look at that drop. Oh, just beautiful eggs. Now we're going to get some money shots of these beautiful golden goodness eggs. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, you don't want to forget the most important ingredient, salt. You don't want to forget your salt ever on your eggs. Salt is the key ingredient to make these eggs taste exquisite. Get some salt on there, not too much. I may put a little bit too much salt, but still, they're perfect. Now you want to grab a spoon or a fork, preferably a fork if you're not a weirdo. I don't want to use my hands like a Neanderthal. Now take your fork. Perfect. I'm just going to give you a little close-up on the fork. See how they easily glide onto that fork. Delicious, solid eggs. Now eat your eggs. They're delicious, nutritious. They're just good for you. They're awesome. Perfect. And good in my tummy. Now for the next egg, we're going to cook an egg with a runny yolk. So take your spatula, butter that spatula up just like last time. You may have to turn your oven down a little bit so it doesn't burn the butter. That's what I had to do. Now spread that butter around. Get that pan buttery. Perfect oiled up pan. Golden. Now take your egg, crack it open on the counter. Now use one hand if you're a cool guy like me, but look at that. You don't want to break the yolk though. So look how I did that perfectly. You want to keep your yolk intact. Now if you're going to crush your shell, make sure not to get shells onto the egg. I did that and it's a little difficult to get that shell out of the egg. It's kind of hot. Yeah. Now look at that golden yolk. It's absolutely gorgeous. So now to get that runny yolk, you want to grab a pan from your cupboard, the lid of the pan specifically. Place it over top of the egg. This will capture the steam inside of the pan. Now you're going to want to check it every so often to see if there's a nice white film over the egg. Not yet. I had to check it a few times. I checked it the second time. Wasn't quite finished again. Not yet. Now I checked it the third time. Do you see that white film covering the top of the egg? Perfect. You know the yolk is nice and runny. Now grab your spatula, scoop that egg up. Be careful not to break that yolk and place it on your plate. Now, You don't want to cook it too much under there, or else the yolk will get nice and solid, which you probably don't want. Now take your pan, put it by the sink. You're going to want to clean this as soon as possible. Yeah, always keep it clean. Now, take your egg, can't forget the salt. Place the salt, sprinkle some of that onto your egg. Just makes it taste that much better. Now, you're going to want to eat this egg. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to cut some up with my fork. It's a little difficult with one hand, but I'll actually just show you how beautiful this runny yolk is. Oh my word. Look at that golden heavenly goodness. Absolutely divine. Perfect. Now we're going to eat this egg. Oh, it's absolutely delicious. Eggs, you can't go wrong. And, of course, you don't want to forget, lick up that yolk off the plate. It's kind of hard to clean when it's all on there, and it tastes very delicious. It's very good in my belly. Now, you're going to want to clean all your dishes, and that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching again. Goodbye.